Former head of state Yakubu Gowon has come out to say that Nigeria cannot afford another civil war. I repeat, former head of state Yakubu Gowon has come out to say that Nigeria cannot afford another civil war. And on top of that, the Yorubas are attacking Atiku Abubakar over his comment on the tax bill. They are calling Atiku Abubakar a coward. Where would all this lead to? This tax bill will eventually divide Nigeria in the long run. Tinubu's policies will be attacked by the North. And in return, Yorubas are coming out to say now that they want to separate from the North. They want a separate country. Let Nigeria separate. That is most comments we are getting from the Southwest over this tax bill. When you look at the statement of Gowon on Nigeria not being able to afford another civil war, he is talking from experience. Lately, he has expressed worry over the incessant crisis ravaging various parts of the country. Now, when you look at Nigeria economically, Nigeria is in shambles. A country that is looking for where to borrow money, can that country fund a civil war? Now, the Biafrans are determined to get their country by fire, by force. I saw a video where flags were hoisted in some parts of the southeast and Delta State, south. I saw a Biafran flag hoisted in the southeast. That tells you a lot about how determined these people are, how desperate these people are when it comes to achieving Biafra. If Nigeria goes into a civil war or a confrontation with any country at this point in time, we will lose a lot economically. There will be a lot of things that Nigeria will lose. Nigeria does not have the capability to run ammunition that will fight a war with another country for at least 1 week. We know what the Middle East spends. We know what Israel spends on ammunition. They spend millions of dollars. Nigeria that is looking for where they will borrow money to fund the economy. The country which is in political crisis, you see Atiku Obi, they are forming alliances to remove Tinubu. You see terrorist groups are springing up in the north. We have the bandits, we have ISWAP, we have Boko Haram, we have another group, Lukarawa, springing up in the north to cause tension and crisis in the north. All this is culminating to one thing, which is Nigeria will not stand the test of time. I've said it before that Tinubu might be Nigeria's last president because the way the country is going by God's design. It is no news, it is not an accident that Biafra was really redeclared in Finland on the 29th of December. Yes, Biafra redeclared. And coupled with that, we are having this crisis in Nigeria. Don't you think that there's a handwriting on the wall? I know Tinubu will not back down for any northern politicians. The Southwest will not back down for any northern politicians. They will do all they can to sign this bill, because if they back down, the Southwest will look defeated and the North will gain more momentum. The North will not stop at saying that they want to remove Tinubu if Tinubu assents to their calls that he should not bring out this bill. They will have that mentality, that mindset that this guy is after our lives. Let's gather together and make sure we stop him 2027. No matter what happens, we will have a country that will be regional. Look at the handwriting on the wall. Gowon has seen what is going to happen. He has seen what the Southeasterners are planning. He has seen what the North is planning. He has seen the state of the country. And now he is lamenting that Nigeria cannot fight another civil war. Is it not good that everybody comes together in a round table? Let's go regional. That is going to be best thing for now, because it will eventually happen. That thing that people are running away from will eventually happen. That's okay. Let's see how we can fix Nigeria. Let's see how Nigeria can stand. My brother, I've said it before over and over again. This system is not designed to work. And this time, the system is going to crumble. It's going to crush Nigerians. When you look at this tax bill, the tax bill is targeted at the poor people. The tax bill is targeted at the poor. When they increase VAT from whatever percent to whatever percent, who is going to be end user? You and I that we are buying whatever the rich that is taxed is going to produce for us. The end user would be the one that will bear the brunt. At the end of the day, Nigerians are losing. I've told you that there's no system under this kind of governance, under APC, that will favor the poor people. They were told that removal of subsidy will favor the poor people. At the end of the day, somebody that is a poor man that is collecting salary of 40,000, spending 10,000 for transportation. They said when they remove subsidy, a poor man will benefit. That poor man, after they now remove subsidy, the poor man started spending 30,000 out of his 40,000 salary for transportation. Eventually, many people have lost their jobs. They told you that whatever they are doing, CNG and everything, at the end of the day, poor man cannot afford to convert to even buy a car. The customs are making cars much more expensive for the poor man to buy. Cars that they are selling 1.5 billion now, they are selling the same cars 8 million. Is this somebody that is working and getting 50,000 that can be able to save to buy a car of 7 million? How many years? So the government is designed to destroy Nigerians. And at the end of the day, God in his infinite mercy will make it in such a way that Nigerians will now decide that we don't want to be one and together again. That is where we are moving forward to. For those that think that people that are running this Biafra, we think they are playing, sit down and watch how things unfold. The North, we know that the North are lazy. The North, they are parasites. We have said it over and over again. That's the more reasons why the Southeasterners are saying that we don't want to be in the same country with this crop of people. We are intelligent, the most intelligent in Nigeria, in the whole Africa. We are the most intelligent. Go and Google it. We are the most intelligent. We cannot be in the same country with such class of people that don't think out of the box, people that don't want progress. They just want to sit down and do nothing and eat off the sweat of others. One of the things why I like this bill is that I want Tinubu to pass that bill. He needs to pass it. And I know Tinubu, he is somebody that does not back out from a fight. If he doesn't pass the bill now, he will pass it in his own tenor. And whatever the North they are trying to do, whatever threat they are going to threaten him, that is the North's business. He's going to pass this bill, and everybody needs to now secure their region, their resources. Now that Lagos is going to benefit more, value-added tax, most of the things we get, we eat, is being produced in Lagos and Ogun State. So when the companies in Lagos add value-added tax, they get raw materials from the north, they get crude oil from the south, you bring to Lagos, Lagos refines, and Lagos collects the value-added tax. So those that you get the crude oil from are not getting the tax, the value-added tax that has been increased. So we have a refinery, Dangote refinery in Lagos, that is working. It is only in the southwest that we have a refinery that is working. So you bring crude oil from Delta State, there's no refinery there working there. Then you bring it to Lagos, and Dangote refines, turn it to finished product, and the value-added tax on that product is paid to the Lagos State government, while Delta State goes with nothing. Now, Delta State will now start thinking on how they will secure whatever license to build a refinery in Delta State and stop crude oil going to Lagos. That is where the change will come. That is where resource control will start. That is where everybody will start minding their business and start manning their position. Lagos cannot be collecting all the taxes and they will start bragging that we have IGR and everything. You build all the industries here, you don't know raw materials you are getting from the south. You are getting most of your raw materials from the north. Those that are producing alcohol, they get grains from the north. And let me tell you something. The north does not get the value-added tax. So when Guinness that is in Lagos get grains from the north, and Guinness adds value by producing with the grains and turn into alcohol, Guinness in Lagos will pay value-added tax to the Lagos state government, and the federal government will have its own cut and share. That is how this tax bill is designed. I don't know who is going to speak big English. The more reasons why you are seeing Southwesterners supporting the bill and Northerners not supporting that bill. And from I agree, you do this one, you know do that one. Everybody is now saying that let's go our separate ways. This is what the Southeasterners want. This tax bill, I've said it and I'll say it again and again, will eventually divide Nigeria. And if it divides Nigeria, then that is where we are looking, that is where Nigeria is going to, these separate entities, whether it is resource control, whether it is regionalism, they are going to bask in their full potential. So let me see what Lagos will start producing. Let me see. If Delta State or if Kano State stop being hypocritical, they start distilling alcohol. They put a Guinness company there and start producing alcohol in Kano State, because that's where they get their raw materials. They refuse to send raw materials to Lagos, or rather they partner with Lagos and they share the value-added tax. So everybody, those that have oil in their region, protect your region, your resources, create value with your resources. Not that everybody comes to Lagos, because now the Southwesterners are bragging over, now we get this, now we get that. They have been bragging for a very long time. I've said it, the government built the Lagos state, the government built Abuja. Other states have not been built by the federal government the way these two states have been built. And now you are bringing a tax bill, and that tax bill is going to be advantageous to those people that get a lot from the federal government in terms of infrastructure. Like from where I'm from, Abia State, how many government infrastructure is in Abia State? We don't see any. Even the roads that the so-called federal government, the railway and the roads, what economic value is it bringing to Abia? If you go to Lagos, a road in Lagos, the investment, the buildings in Lagos, you don't find it in some other states. The more reasons why some Northerners are saying no and no and no. This policy is manipulative. They are going to use it to destroy us. My brother, whether you like it or not, Tinubu is going to implement that tax bill. And I want it. The North should fight back, which is what they are doing. So if this bill is passed, the North will sing well. If this bill is passed, you see the Southeasterners can survive under any circumstance. They don't care. If like let the government be playing politics, whatever. Let the government be doing whatever they are doing. They don't care. They know that they can make something out of nothing. Over the years, we have been starved of development, federal government infrastructure. We have been starved, and we are not complaining as much as the North is complaining. That's why the fact that you have a refinery in Kaduna, you have most institutions of government in the North. Where is the oil in the North that you are building a refinery in Kaduna? You are making Kaduna is going to get the value-added tax on that refinery. When you have the crude oil in Bayelsa, Rivers, Abia, Imo, Kogi, and some other states. So this fiscal federalism, that's what they call it. You know, BB grammar would eventually divide Nigeria, and we are looking forward to it. Politically now, people are forming alliances. Atiku will be, they are forming alliances to remove Tinubu. Just one Tinubu. This Tinubu self don't they suffer. But I don't pity him. When you get your presidency by an ideology, snatch, grab, and run away with it. So what do you expect? You must expect this kind of opposition, whereby the Tinubu, the Jagaban of politics in Nigeria, you are making sure other opposition don't work so that you can have a field day. But you don't know that God works in mysterious way. If you think you are going to infect PDP with Wike, are you going to infect Labour Party with Akpata and Abure, and NNPP with other of your boys, there is a way that your government will not work. Somebody asked me, where do I stand in this tax bill? Where do I stand? See, let me tell you, I'm looking at Nigeria as a country, and we have leaders that are not trustworthy. If you have somebody that is capable and the person is a thief, you can't put that person in your shop. You can't start talking about, is this person capable? You start dealing with the fact that he's a thief, he's not trustworthy. This government is not trustworthy. Any policy can benefit the people if you have a government that is trustworthy. These elites, these politicians are there for themselves and their pocket. I've said it over and over again. I don't know how I'm going to stress myself. They are not there for Nigerians. They are there to make sure that they take anything they can take, they grab anything they can grab, they snatch anything they can snatch, and run away with it. You see how the Tinubu government cleverly deceived Nigeria with subsidy, saying that subsidy is going to benefit the poor. They faced the APC mumus, APC goats. There are some people that are knowledgeable in the APC. They know what they are doing. They will just gather those mama and say, Efokonbale, Oma Wale, Efokonbale, Oma Wale. At the end of the day, the poor are the ones gnashing their teeth, suffering. Every of Tinubu's policy, the poor are the ones suffering. Education bill, loan. You increased school fees, and you are giving, for instance, now, maybe in the Unizik, what you're going to pay 100 level should be like 100,000. Let's say 100,000. And the Tinubu government says that we are introducing student loan. Yes, and people are happy. 100,000 is the school fees before Tinubu came and says he was going to introduce student loan. So after that, they now signed it into law. Student loan. We are going to be giving you 50,000 as loan. Source the remaining 50,000 from your parents. We are going to leave the burden away from you. So when that has been done, all of a sudden the management now come out to say that the school fees is now 300,000. The government introduced student loan and was saying that yes, we are alleviating the suffering, we are cushioning the effect of the economy on the people. But now the school has increased to 300,000. Who is taking away from the people? We are paying 100,000 without government interference. Now they added 200,000, and government said it was going to borrow you 50,000. Out of that 200,000, government said we are going to borrow you 50,000. You are still paying government 200,000 extra. The government that should have stayed on its own and allow us pay 100,000 in peace, you now brought more burden on us. 200,000. I don't know whether people understand what I'm saying. The government is manipulative. They manipulated you with saying that student loan. With that manipulation, they brought more burden on you. Subsidy, remove subsidy. It's going to benefit. We are going to get more money. More money. We are going to in infrastructure, in academics, in the education that you increase after taking subsidy. You now increase. My God, I have done this analogy before. You are a worker. You work in a factory and they pay you 100,000. Let's assume. Before Tinubu came in, you are paying 40,000 for transport or 30,000 for transport. And Tinubu government comes to tell you that we want to make your life better. Yes, we want to remove subsidy. Few people are benefiting from the subsidy. Few people are benefiting from the subsidy. Let's remove the subsidy so that we can build better Nigeria. We can get good roads, infrastructure, and schools and everything. Now they remove the subsidy. The price of petrol hikes. The drivers increase their fare they collect from you. From 40,000, you started paying 60 to 70,000 per month. The government has succeeded in taking away 60,000 from you to their pocket. They hold you. Your 100,000. Government don't take, let's say 20,000 because take 60,000 from you. So what you're left with is 40,000. Tinubu has taken 60,000 from you. You're left with 40,000. You're spending 30,000 before, but now you're spending 60,000. The subsidy has increased it from 30 to 60. An extra 30,000 burden has been put on you by the regime. They now came again and said they will remove subsidy on electricity. Probably you're spending 4,000, 5,000 every month. Now you're spending 7, 8, 9, 10,000. 30,000, they've added another 6,000 burden on you. That's like 6,000. You go to the market, things have skyrocketed. You cannot afford what you could afford before. Food, 500 naira you could afford before, now is like 1,500 or 2,000 for you to eat something tangible. So your food expenses has increased. That's the work of Tinubu. And Tinubu is saying that, Fokobale, Okay, we agreed to a Fokobale. We are seeing you using 21 billion naira to renovate an office of a vice president. Where was Osibajo staying before? Where was Osibajo staying before? You buy cars and everything, you spend anyhow, you go on trips and everything, you spend anyhow, and you don't you Nigerian, you're not opening your eyes until they destroy you. This system is not going to work. We have said it over and over again. I don't know how we are going to tear ourselves to tell you that the only system that will work is when there is a demystification, balkanization. Resource control will be a good start, which this tax bill will eventually lead us to. See, I've told you my mind on this tax bill. A good bill that will make people work. Some people will start benefiting better than the others. Other people will open their eyes and it will work. They'll start working, which the northern governors are lazy. And it will not lead to people saying, okay, let us guide our own resources and add value. It will get to a point whereby everybody will say, okay, let us preserve our resources. Nobody should touch my resource. Then it will lead to regionalism and eventually lead to balkanization. Gowon, Nigeria cannot afford another civil war. Slowly, people will start getting their freedom because Nigeria is not economically viable to sponsor any civil war. The country is losing a lot of its soldiers, of its men, to insecurity. Now, it is high time for everybody to preserve themselves, preserve their region, and make sure that you people at the top, you politicians, because of your selfish reasons, your selfish ambition, you are going to destroy the country eventually. We know that. You are going to destroy the country eventually because of your selfish ambition. It is high time people think about referendum and making sure that we go regional. If not, Tinubu, carry on, carry go. Tinubu, carry on, carry go. We are in support of you. Continue what you are doing. Deal with the knots.